To communicate their findings, scientists publish scientific articles. Scientific articles can also be called papers or publications. Together, we will see that there are three types of publications. Firstly, the primary papers, in which scientists gather facts published previously by other scientists, identify something we don't know yet, take an existing hypothesis which needs to be tested or propose a new one based on facts they know from other scientists, then do their own investigations to test it. Secondly, the reviews, in which scientists gather the facts and models published in the past by other scientists on an unanswered question, present them all, compare and discuss how well they explain the known facts. Finally, the meta-analyses. They are similar to reviews, because they do not show new data but take ones already published by other scientists. The difference is that reviews cover many different facts and many different models, and compare them as a long text. On the other hand, meta-analyses take one very specific question which several teams tried answering using the same method and compare their results to show how sure we can be about their conclusions. Rather than text, they show detailed tables of data. Let's describe primary papers first. Like reviews and meta-analyses, they are kinds of structured essays which almost always contain certain parts. Primary articles show how scientists used the scientific method themselves to test hypotheses, which is shown throughout these parts. The facts they used to form their hypothesis and their hypothesis itself are described in the introduction. Then, the tests performed to test their hypothesis are described in materials and methods, and their results are shown, just shown, with minimal interpretation, in the results part. Then, they interpret and analyze these results in a discussion part. Scientists rarely obtain exactly the results they expected, so in the discussion part they explain where they were wrong initially and propose other hypotheses which make sense of their results and suggest new questions to investigate. Three mechanisms ensure the veracity of what is told in scientific articles. First, references are shared, which allow to verify the facts scientists use to formulate their hypothesis. Then, there is the peer review system. Before being published, papers have to be examined by other scientists and corrected according to what they say. Finally, the tests performed by the scientists are described in detail to allow other teams to perform them. If several other teams can't obtain the same results using these methods, the paper can be considered fraudulent and retracted. Now, let's compare reviews and meta-analyses. Both follow a same goal, telling what multiple primary scientific articles say about the same topic. When scientists cannot answer a question very well, they usually have several models, each of them explaining different facts. There are often many primary papers about them, and reading them all can be very long, especially for non-specialists. Therefore, summarizing what is known currently about unsolved questions and the different answers proposed can be useful. Reviews do it by writing extensive texts, explaining the facts and models regarding a certain domain and discussing them. Sometimes, several teams tried measuring the same thing but some had quite different results. In that case, comparing the data presented by these different teams can be useful to avoid being misled by an experimental error. This is the principle of meta-analyses. Sometimes, a hypothesis explains almost all the facts we know about a particular domain and none of the experiments performed to test prove it wrong for several decades. In that case, it becomes a scientific consensus. You can see some examples here. The Earth is round, natural selection is the driving force behind the evolution of living beings, continents drift, there is a global warming caused by the use of fossil fuels. Now, back to our initial question. After defining facts and seeing that relying on our instinct can severely mislead even Nobel Prize winners, we saw that the scientific method was the best way we currently have to explain facts and understand reality. So is that the answer? Should you use the scientific method to answer every question you're wondering about? It would be ideal, but in practice you can do it about only a handful of questions. However, you can get to know what the scientific method currently says. You can get to know what information is supported by the most evidence. In the next video, I am going to tell you where the best information is usually found and give you some tips to quickly see whether information is reliable. Before continuing, I would like you to complete the next activity. In our everyday lives, we are exposed to different sources of information. Some of these usually report what the scientific method says, others are usually less reliable. So I want you to rank them in the tier list I made. The 4 categories I would like you rank are primary research, social media posts, mainstream mass media, reviews and meta-analyses.